cause I've seen his, you know, his different lots again.
Okay.
So we'll visit with Gary and see what,
Yeah.
or he'll tell us what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Very worst, he could just lower the price.
Yeah, he might have ordered.
May, it could
You
be
guys are
wrong.
not trying to fool with me, by God.
I do know there's rules.
And still
Oh,
get
yeah,
checked on
There's
this.
serious rules that you
Yeah,
can't.
and he knows. He knows.
And,
He's been doing this a long time.
Well, and Montana is one of the few states in this area that requires you to go and be certified by the state of Montana. Other states don't even have that requirement. You
No.
have your own appraisal service.
I looked into it years ago, cause I thought, wow, this would be a good job, appraising. I can decide what something's worth. But you'd have to apprentice with an appraiser for 5 years. And that's not highly paid money.
No.
Before you can even apply for a license, then you have to pass the test, you have to, it's not
And you have to have a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
some kind of
I dropped the idea.
I think in gender studies it's preferred if you have a degree in gender studies.
Because I was in on the group, there was 3 of us that appraised Margaret Gephart's estate.
Well, and I think
Yeah,
what's
that was one of
happened,
them.
what happened in that situation, that is there is a process with estates that the judge can actually, and it
Yeah.
specifically, I read that one. The judge just simply says, okay, you 3 go out and do the appraisal. You do not need to get a certified appraiser.
No.
You can get 3
Right,
local
right.
people.
You
just-
were involved in that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, you made a lot of money off that.
Yeah, we took a kickback from the state.
No, I know that when I tried to buy the property on Fatted Creek when I was first moving here, the house appraised at less the owner wanted, which would affect the mortgage and all that stuff. We had questions about the appraisal, and it's like, can't do anything, guys. They're part of the pool, the appraisal pool, and you gotta live with whatever they come up with. And so you wind up negotiating with the owner the sales price.
Well, there's been quite a few properties sell way higher than the appraised value.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's between the seller and the buyer.
Well, your example, the one that went for 35,000,
Yeah.
is a market argument.
Yeah.
So you know what, you're appraised lower than market. But then it's like, well, how many 35,000s are out
I doubt in that case they even had an appraisal, they just had a buyer and a seller
Right.
negotiate. If somebody wanted that lot pretty bad, it probably was up by the hospital.
I believe it was.
They're probably gonna
yeah.
put houses on it for traveling nurses and, cause they've certainly got a problem that way.
Mhm.
there? That's good, if that's private investment, that's good.
Well, anyway, I just happened to notice that one when in his comparables. I thought, wow, someone made some money.
So when he comes in here, circle that, and go, what about this?
Well,
Any more meetings?
I don't think so, we had Catalyst for Change on Thursday.
it was a busy week.
It felt busy.
It was a busy week.
Yeah, spent quite a time here. What all happened on Wednesday in addition to the radio being in here?
Well, we had claims, you know.
Yeah,
Some
there
claims.
was something that happened after that.
Well, then we went over to the back porch.
Yeah, and then there was more to that.
I got Wednesday, I show we had the radio, we had the DES Zoom testimony. Oh.
I went down to see DES after I got the email from Justin about one of our constituents who went down there and started complaining.
Yes, okay.
And so I went and talked to him about that issue.
Yeah, his email
I
was,
told him, I says, don't put up with that. Just have that fella call us. Have him come in here. He doesn't need to just. I mean, it was pretty bad. I says, no, he shouldn't. I was kind of taken back by it because I know that man really well, and I would have been.
well, the other thing we did Wednesday, which I think is worth noting, is we went through the budget review
Yes.
PowerPoint information that was gone over with the department heads on Monday, I think it was on the last Thursday or something, where we had the formal meeting with them. I went over it with the commissioners. So, and that's just an idea to maybe have more engagement and improve our budgeting process coming up for the next budgeting cycle, and determining journal vouchers for capital improvement transfers and various
Boy,
things.
we should meet with Parker. He says, can you guys meet at 8 AM? Only got the road department coming in at 8.
I can't.
He said, I will be in DC the rest of the week and meeting with the owners the following week. So next available meeting would be February 17th.
If you fellows would read this, and we may or may not talk about it, scroll up. I talked to that person and I gave him till Friday, says Eddie, reconsider. We can discuss it further, but maybe today's the day.
Can you share the picture of your house?
What's that? It's on my phone, my out picture.
Well, maybe we don't meet with Parker till February. I mean, till whatever he
I'll
says.
bet.
Well, I'm just saying that it would be nice to meet him before he goes to DC and starts discussing that bill. I'm sure that's why he's going to DC.
Well, I don't think anything we say will have any influence whatsoever.
Well, you're probably right.
The
But,
17th is a holiday.
well, that'd be a good day to meet him, I guess. But we can't meet him at 8 AM. I didn't put that down. I just said we had a meeting at 10 o'clock, so we couldn't meet him at 11.
You know, he's normally pretty good about responding,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't surprise me if we still meet with him next week.
Well, he's leaving.
Oh.
He's leaving Tuesday
Oh.
to go to Washington DC
Oh.
for a week. And the next week he's meeting with the owners.
Okay.
So he won't be back until February 17th.
Ouch.
So it's now or never. Well,
All right, I got it. We do need to address that issue and, you know,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Give us some thought. We could tell the road department we need to move their meeting.
We can definitely do that, yeah. I really think I'd like to meet with him.
Yeah, well, since he's going to DC,
Painful
I
as it
thought
may
this would
be.
be the time to go talk to
Well,
him.
isn't the
Well, the
road,
time doesn't bother me.
No, no.
Actually, it's the 3rd, right? Monday the 3rd?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
The
ask
road
the road
department,
department.
the
to
road
do that.
department comes in at 8:30.
Yeah, but
we
we
can
need
be
driving
back
out
by
there.
8:30.
Oh,
We can be back
oh.
later, but
Well, we could just ask the road department.
then we got
to
that
meet next
10,
week.
we got that
Only
11
thing is
o'clock
that
meeting.
they're not there today.
Okay,
No.
well, we can let him know. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
I see those.
Yeah, if that's the only thing standing in our way, I think we need to go.
So what time do you want to,
Well,
I can
email,
email them.
I'll email Denise and see if we can postpone their meeting.
Either to the next week or whenever they want to meet.
Yeah.
You know, you might wanna see if you can get a hold of, Parker, ask him if he could meet like at 9 o'clock on Monday.
He
That
wants
still
to
would,
do it
that
at
still
8
would
o'clock.
conflict.
Well,
I
he's
know
the
it
one-
would, but I can tell you, I know that the road department would say, would
Well,
move.
of course, but Parker wants to meet at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he requested 8
Oh,
AM.
8
He
on-
said, can you meet?
Yeah, he already said.
On
Yeah,
Monday?
Mike, can you guys meet me at
Yes.
8 AM? I'll be in DC the rest of the week and meeting with our owners the following week,
Okay, on Monday?
Monday.
Okay, well, then
8
heavens,
o'clock.
if that's,
8 o'clock.
then let's just do
That's
it.
the only problem is that's when the road department comes.
Mm-hmm.
And we can be back for that 11 o'clock meeting with the petroleum people.
What's that? What's it 11?
Well, yes, It's
It's for the
petroleum.
Oh, yeah, it's for the.
Farmers Union.
For the Farmers Union where we,
The perpetual,
perpetual Tetra Tech
yeah,
grant that we're gonna go over $100,000 and they request our meeting with their group to discuss that.
but wasn't there also like a Teams invite or something like
Yeah,
that? There was
it
a-
is.
Should be
It's a
with
team.
Snowy Mountain and everything, right?
Yeah, okay,
It's a
yeah, I
team.
get it,
It's a
okay.
team meeting, but they require our presence. So,
All right.
which is crazy, that
God, that
been
thing's
going
been
on
going on.
for 10 years, I don't know.
Oh, longer than that since I've been here,
Really?
15.
They've been monitoring that groundwater there for, apparently it's never gonna end, so why do you even bother? It's,
Well, and we get reimbursed, I don't think it costs us anything, but it does cost us, we pay it and then we
it
get
don't
reimbursed.
surprise me a bit, cause I was on that Farmers Union board when we were doing that, and we were losing 100 to 200 gallons a week out of those tanks. And it wasn't evaporation, cause they were buried, it was soaking, it was leaking. But it didn't seem like a big deal at the time.
It's a long ways from the river.
We were only making 1 cent a gallon profit on that fuel anyway. So, you know, when we were losing a lot of money, but we were losing fuel. In those days though, that was 30 years ago, and we didn't worry too much about contamination
Or the cost, price.
or the cost, yeah.
Well, I saw you probably did, probably was, fuel was, but wasn't it really cheap, like 50 cents a gallon or?
Oh, 35,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wouldn't that be nice?
yeah.
Imagine.
Well, you know, you compare that to now, if you're only making 1 cent a gallon, that profit margin gets a lot better if you calculate up into today's terms.
That's right.
But you only made, a couple bucks an hour.
Farmers Union.
And it was worth something in those days.
They didn't make money on their fuel, they made money on the stuff they sold in the building, you know, they had a hardware store basically and everything. You know,
Your wages per hour were very high.
Did you guys sign the minutes? Oh, yeah, we
We
did,
did.
never mind.
so I'll, tell Parker, well, let's try for 8 AM and then we'll make it,
You want me to send Tom and Denise both an email?
yeah.
Yeah,
do
they
So
can
that.
then we
please-
postpone it and we're open to meet at their convenience, or if they just wanna push it to the following Monday.
Okay.
Yeah,
But after probably noon, right? I mean, you guys are gonna,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
they got that 11 o'clock thing,
yeah.
so it'd have to be in the afternoon.
Okay.
yeah, and then there's a 3 o'clock, what's the Shell County Aging meeting that I have to go through.
Oh, boy. You
No,
busy?
that's not Monday, that's Tuesday. What else is
You can be a busy fella.
Yeah.
For what it's worth,
No,
I
no,
s-
I
I
didn't
signed,
have
I
anything
signed
after
this.
that, no. The petroleum tank release meeting's at 10 AM. 10 AM, oh. And then Parker at 1 o'clock, no, it's not Parker at 1 o'clock now, so.
Do you have anything for us?
You know, I don't, I'm kind of excited that, you guys got a hold of that lease, and I'm really looking forward to putting that project to bed.
Lease on,
Or not the lease, but the
Easement.
easement
Firewall.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's now in the Fish, Wildlife and Parks Court, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to, I've got everything written up, except it was waiting on the date that you guys accepted that
Okay.
easement. I can now plug in that date, and I'm gonna forward that on down to them. I'm gonna send you guys a copy as well, so that you all have it. I don't know what you all will do with it.
Well, actually, it's just, okay, now we just monitor and say, okay, now that you got the easement, what's your plan for moving forward with the project?
Right, and I mean, and I feel like it's really important that we're doing that now, while we've got the legislature meeting, because now they can actually go to the legislature and say, look, we've got this project, we need this money to do this. We have everything clear and ready to go, you know,
Sure.
so, I mean, it's just a really big piece that's in place. You know, otherwise, I mean, I really don't have any new or interesting information for you guys. I ordered my desk, was real excited about that. And it'll be here in an easy 10 to 12 weeks, and so I think I'm 1 week down from that, so now I'm 9 to 11 weeks. And so that's on its way. My staff and my folks down there are doing a great job. Adam's being just really, really easy to deal with as the new district court judge. He seems to be doing a good job. I'm kind of getting run all over the place right now, from the perspective of the existing cases that we had when I took over, because Adam has transferred all those to other judges, and so now all of a sudden, instead of having one judge to deal with, which makes it really easy as far as calendaring, figuring out, you know, here's what we do on what day, they all have their own individual law and motion days, so I'm having to make a paper, they have to have a time available. And we've got judges all over the place stepping in for some of Adam's conflicts, and that's running me around quite a bit. But that will start to die down as those cases settle or go to trial. But that's the only thing that's causing really any chaos right now. Sheriff's Department's doing great.
Okay, well, we'll do it. I was just looking at the agenda for the county
Yeah.
road crew, and I don't see anything on there that's
Critical.
No.
I was looking at this DocuSign thing that I signed.
Right now.
I think you guys can sign it too. It's got 3 signature
I
spots.
see that, but I'm not looking,
This is coming
I
up.
haven't found it yet.
Well, it's this email
Yeah.
where it's from Mark Stud, S-T-U-D-t.
He stole the
Oh,
cow.
I'll go.
And all you need to do is hit that, and then I'll let you guys, it'll let you sign it too. Look for the one from Mark.
First, probably a long time.
When I was the first one, he got caught on. He was good at it, but not getting caught.
Yeah, go in there.
Oh, okay.
But, so we got that.
I got
case
into
that's set to go to
Hit the
jury
review
trial.
document, go back up.
Download the document.
No, you'll just go up.
I have,
Go back up.
Review.
I have a case going here at the end.
Click
of
on that
March.
review
Okay,
document.
And then I think I got a pretty big case going in April or May.
It's gonna ask you to acknowledge their
It's a
DocuSign
sex
policy.
offense,
No way.
You
and
agree,
offending
and I
against,
agree.
Children.
Continue.
And that
Go
one's
on
gonna be a
down.
fight and a half. He's fired his attorneys and he's
I
operating.
think it's gonna have you
pro se.
sign in the first spot.
And so we're
It
having,
knows who you are.
having a good time.
Well, I sent it straight to
That
me,
one,
but been getting these ever since.
It's
I
a
was
second
in
child
charge.
who's previously been convicted. And.
It's down there
did
somewhere.
20 years.
Go all the way to the
and
bottom,
got
or
released.
near the
And
bottom, I
then
guess.
again,
Yeah, just keep going, you know,
And,
click paste.
Well, I'm going for life. And I
Get-
think I got charged with
You
3 or
think
4
so?
counts.
Yep, see, it
I'm
says
actually
sign.
anticipating bouncing it up to a bunch more.
Now you say finish, go to the right and
Depending
say
on our
finish.
investigation,
Finish.
but I'm gonna ask for 100 on.
Now you've signed it.
Sure did.
you know, with no pauses, so I think he's 60.
Thank you.
Then Mike can do the same thing, we all three have signed it.
I think he's 63.
Hmm.
And so I'm on with no possibility of parole for 25.
Well, okay.
No, he's 67, which means he wouldn't even have a chance of getting out until he was 92. There shouldn't be any blood left in his pencil by then anyway.
You see this
If he does manage to
email from
parole out.
Gillette Woods?
I haven't got that far. Gosh, I just
So
looked at
it's
this
an option
yesterday
under the
and I had
law, but
37
it's one of those things
emails
that's
on
not
it.
utilized, and no one's ever
I'm down to
tried
13.
utilize it
Man,
because of the likely constitutional
I
implications.
just got this one
Likely
from
constitutes
the
criminal
Mako
punishment.
president, of course,
So it's one of those
Okay.
things on the books.
Liberty
But
County.
nobody ever does it.
But you know,
There's a
do it
couple of things
because
they want us to testify on, a couple of deals. Well,
you don't wanna do that
really,
and then have the case get overturned on appeal and come back,
Okay.
right?
trying to,
Because like in this case, I've got
the governor
children
and his administration doesn't like Mako,
and
no.
and he's trying
it's
to
bad enough
to limit their
them,
power.
they've already had to go through the ordeal of getting accused.
Right.
It's bad enough to
They
put
take
them
away
through the ordeal of
Mako's
trial.
ability for
And
advocacy.
you don't wanna have to do that again.
They won't let you talk to the legislatures.
And so,
What's
when I
that?
take
What's
a
that?
major criminal case to
They
trial,
want to take away their ability to talk to the
I've
legislators.
tried a lot of
That's not-
cases.
that's
I
not-
think
Mako,
I've been
I mean,
37
individually,
litigating
you can talk
cases,
to
yeah.
them.
Oh, from Mako.
There's only two attorneys.
To
in the
no
state
longer
that
be
have
at the
done
mic
more
during crucial
criminal trials.
testimonies
Um,
with us
and,
or on our behalf.
So far for
Stop
cases that
us,
I've done
too.
to trial, I'm batting 1,000. I
We would no
never
longer have a
lost
voice
one
with
appeal.
legislatures.
I've had my case
That's
returned
never,
back.
that won't get past
And
the,
that's
I hope.
Supreme Court.
unusual.
Well, I hope so. But they're trying.
Rarely, if ever. Well, with the Supreme Court the way it is now,
That's scary.
they're, it's not really scary, I mean, because I understand what
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I mean, I understand what, you know, what they're doing and why they're doing it.
It'll be sure.
But to not have had a case overturned, that means I'm being extremely careful in how I present my case to a jury. Because when I convict somebody, I want that to stay.
Request sample
We'll
resolution.
do your appeal, we'll give you all your due process, and you know what? You took up on appeal.
And they got a
will
sample
give us the
resolution
law,
that
you know,
Right.
and then they affirm the conviction based on.
Who's that for?
The sentence.
Mako,
So
And
what's the issue though?
That's.
they're trying to limit our power in the
That's the
legislature by
important
not letting us be able to testify.
Is,
They, you know, you told Mike, you know,
I'm sure
governor
somebody.
doesn't like
Mako.
Mako.
They did something wrong.
Oh, they don't want Mako to be able to
Sure.
do it. That's
The
not,
way
yeah,
I read their
no, I
rights.
agree with Mike, that'll never fly.
Process.
The way I read it, they don't want, they won't let individuals
do
that
that.
belong, like county commissioners testify either, which
They
don't
go
make
through
sense at
in
all.
the community, right?
No, it wouldn't.
You can't just start telling who can and
Yeah,
can't
you did something
come
wrong.
and talk.
Yeah, especially if you
And they had that
target
with the
county
Supreme Court and
commissioners.
say, Yeah, no,
We'll
you did
certainly-
everything right, manager, it's like you did something
We'll
wrong,
certainly
sorry.
send this
Best of luck to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
or-
luck, yeah.
You know,
Say
I mean,
that
that's
we-
that's the cherry on top of the ice cream right there. But trying cases is incredibly stressful.
Well, you know,
And-
us,
and
Mako
huge
could
amount
actually
of
have held it,
resources.
the governor didn't
And
come.
to
No,
go
we
through
haven't
all
been
that
there
trouble
since
trying that case,
2022.
have go back in the Supreme Court and have them say, no, you know what, you
Since
screwed
it was
this part
first
up, you gotta do it over, right?
Yeah.
And then take that step back and have to re-expend that energy and those resources. That's really undesirable.
I have to give our county
So,
attorney,
trick is- yeah, exactly.
some
Do it right the
credit.
first time.
in his response to Mrs.
Yeah, I read it too.
I read
But,
that.
I mean.
Yeah, he was very good.
I tried and convicted
I
a guy.
agree.
But don't tell him it wasn't
This
raised.
was
No,
in
let's talk
14,
lower
maybe
so he doesn't hear.
Frank Vieira, and he'd been previously convicted of a sex offense. And he got back out and was, going after a little girl, online. And thank God our parents checked her phone, and we caught him at it, and we almost did a catch a predator thing. Talked him in, and, you know, and county trial, I convicted him of 3 counts of sexual abuse of children. And at the time, under the law, I was allowed to ask for a life sentence. And so he got life without the possibility of parole ×3. And he went up and hung himself up in Great Falls Jail, which was just terrible. Right? That's a shame. And the local paper asked me, well, is there, you got your conviction, the appeal was rejected. Do you have, any comment on this? And my comment was, he's only got 2 left to go.
Dragons?
He's gotta answer to somebody up there.
You know,
He's gotta answer to a great higher power.
I convicted him, and I wasn't quite done yet, Oh, he was a bad guy.
Generally, he just has some guilt.
He's, oh boy. I mean, and
Anybody that does that, I think is bad.
the messages and the pictures he was sending back and forth were horrible, horrible. And I had a division of criminal investigation agent helping me with the investigation. And that guy had investigated, I think he said 30 or 40 of these cases. And he was so excited because that one went to trial because he puts his cases together so well. Nobody ever wants to go to trial. And he said, they'll always plead to something. I said, I know, I'm not giving him an option to plead to anything where he's ever gonna get out again. And so that's why he's fighting it so hard. That he's, I know, whatever he pleads to, he'll never get to see the light of day again. And he was so excited that we went to trial because he'd never had to testify in one of those cases at a trial before. And I mean, the guy had practiced, and so we had the text messages going back and forth, and they were dirty. Dirty. But I had him read that exhibit, which was recording which was the typed out conversations. I didn't read those to the jury.
Oh my Lord, you'd be mortified. Jerry.
Oh well, and I mean it was, and I mean you could tell he'd practiced and he'd learned this in training somewhere, but he had a deep voice that he used for his. And then he'd shift his voice up like this when he was reading the girls, and then he'd talk like this when he was reading the response.
Have you had any?
It was a beautiful day.
So 8 a.m. Monday, we'll have to get going early.
Theater.
Yeah, no, but
And so
it'll be worth it though.
the trial
Well, we're
lasted
gonna
a
catch him
week.
before he goes
And I
to
knew
sea, we'll
one of
find
the
out what
charges
exactly
was
we're
Yeah,
going to
we'll see
for.
what's,
And
we'll
I
find
thought
out.
it was just a
Wait,
slam
yeah,
dunk case. Right, like, I mean,
I don't know,
it was
I
gonna
think
take
it's
very
gonna
long.
make a short.
So he sent those
alternative,
jurors
but
out
that's
at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Let's see what's,
So
let's see
sitting
what
there waiting for responses.
details.
Maybe we still won't
We may end up,
And it's 10 o'clock.
I mean, we find out when he wants to show now.
It's noon,
let's see where his
1 o'clock they return.
position's gonna be.
And I talked to the church like
In
this.
a way, I'd like to
These
say,
were
because
scared
I
the heck out of me.
can visit with Dane, maybe he could show it to me.
back there. He said,
And then again,
and I
Northern
said,
Wales
okay.
have access to that
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they
Look
do.
at this case, does this guy have any defense at all?
We can just say
Anybody
there's
think
an
this was the guy
alternative.
that was doing this, and everyone's like, nah, it was him. Who here thinks he's guilty?
Well, and I
Multiple
talked to him
things. Oh,
too.
he's guilty
We'll
of
talk about
everything.
lunch today,
Well, the
but
judge said,
there are some
"We've
things
been
that
missing this for
were
a
in that
week.
email
Who
that I
thinks the
sent you.
county owes us
when I
lunch?"
took the whole
Oh,
And then they got into a fight over what they were gonna demand
So
for
just ain't-
lunch.
No.
Okay, some of them were okay
I
with pizza,
really
some of them wanted to
torn
order
as to
from one of the
what
local
we-
restaurants,
well,
United
that's
States
the
sandwiches.
argument.
And so they
Right.
fought for
I
two
don't
and
know
a
what
half
to do
hours
about this
over
situation.
where they were
Yeah,
gonna
well-
demand lunch from before they returned a verdict.
I wouldn't blame you if you were.
Couldn't make this stuff up if
Just-
I tried, because they felt like they were talking
I
to a really good
will,
lunch.
I
They
want
had
to
to sit
know,
through that.
For having to listen
what
to all
the
that horrible
status
stuff
is.
for a
Yeah.
week.
and that's the meeting with
You're
Parker.
out
from
there
my perspective.
Exactly.
I'm not
agonizing,
expressing
somebody's
his
holding
answer.
out because they think
It's just
there's
what's
nothing.
going on.
Yeah.
You're agonizing.
Yeah, it was.
What do
Oh,
they
no, no,
expect?
Yeah,
I thought he was guilty, but dang it, some of them wanted steak sandwiches, some of them wanted chicken
well, but
pizza.
see, it depends on which
And so
bill.
they just had a great big old fight about that.
And so,
Well, that's true too.
Oh, sure.
so we'll see.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
you throw all kind of edge, not just.
Oh, dang, I should have told her to bring the donuts.
Who's that?
Oh, that's gotta be.
Workers.
We should bring in some.
Yeah, we should.
Bring
We
in-
actually
bring in
should.
Brendan and-
In one of the
Bring in
last
one of
cases I
Cheryl's
tried
drivers.
this last year, it was tampered.
Does Cheryl
with
cook
witnesses.
donuts?
And so I had
Yeah,
a lady
I'll
charged.
bet they'd be
It was a-
good.
There was a sex offense